इससे पहले मैं हमारे स्पीकर को आमंत्रित करूं, उससे पहले मैं कुछ बोलना चाहूंगी। ज्ञाननम परमम बलम, ना ही ज्ञानेन सदृशम पवित्रमिह विद्यते। अर्थात ज्ञान ही वह प्रकाश है जो विज्ञान और परंपरा, तर्क और अनुभव तथा शोध और आध्यात्म के मध्य एक सशक्त सेतु का निर्माण करता है। आज की हमारी अगली वक्ता ऐसी ही एक बहुआयामी व्यक्तित्व की धनी है, जिन्होंने विज्ञान और ज्योतिष दोनों ही क्षेत्रों में अपनी विशिष्ट पहचान बनाई है। व्यवसाय से वे एक सिविल इंजीनियर हैं। उन्होंने आईआईटी कानपुर से जियो टेक्निकल इंजीनियरिंग में एमटेक की उपाधि भी प्राप्त की है। अपनी तकनीकी दक्षता और शोध पर दृष्टिकोण के साथ साथ वह वैदिक ज्योतिष के अध्ययन एवं प्रसार में भी सक्रिय भूमिका निभा रही हैं। वर्तमान में आप आईकास गोरखपुर चैप्टर की अध्यक्ष के रूप में अपनी सेवाएं दे रही हैं तथा वहीं खगोल विज्ञान का अध्यापन भी कर रही हैं। उनके मार्गदर्शन में अनेक विद्यार्थी वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण के साथ ज्योतिष एवं खगोल विज्ञान का अध्ययन कर रहे हैं। आज वे हमारे समक्ष एक अत्यंत लोकप्रिय विषय एस्ट्रो चाइल्ड पर अपने विचार प्रस्तुत करेंगी। एस्ट्रो चाइल्ड, इस व्याख्यान में वे आधुनिक चिकित्सा विज्ञान की उन परिस्थितियों पर प्रकाश डालेंगी जहां आईवीएफ तथा प्लान्ड सी सेक्शन जैसी प्रक्रियाएं अपनाई जाती हैं। वह इस संदर्भ में यह विमर्श प्रस्तुत करेंगी कि ऐसी परिस्थितियों में ज्योतिषियों की भूमिका क्या हो सकती है और उनकी नैतिक एवं व्यवसायिक जिम्मेदारियां क्या हैं तथा बदलते चिकित्सा परिदृश्य में उनके समक्ष कौन कौन सी चुनौतियां उपस्थित हैं। यह विषय विज्ञान चिकित्सा और ज्योतिष के मध्य संवाद ही नहीं, संभावनाओं पर गंभीर चिंतन का अवसर प्रदान करेगा। तो आइए इस मंच पे हम एक साथ स्वागत करते हैं आदरणीय तनुश्री मिश्रा मैम का, और उनसे मेरा विनम्र अनुरोध है कि वे मंच पर पधार कर अपने विचारों से सभी का मार्गदर्शन करें। तनुश्री मैम, ओवर टू यू।
सभी गुरुजनों को मेरा प्रणाम। आईकास के वरिष्ठ पदाधिकारी जन, गुरुजन, चैप्टर चेयरमैन, सभी को मेरा हार्दिक अभिनंदन। और आप सबको एक अच्छा शनिवार रविवार का वीकेंड एक कुशल हो, एक इसकी भी शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ। एक अच्छा सर ने, हमारे गुरुजी ने इस कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत कराई और बहुत अच्छा दिन रखा सैटरडे का। जो हम लोग अनावश्यक चीजों में व्यर्थ करते हैं, वो आज कम से कम ज्ञानवर्धन में ये चीजों का उपयोग होगा और एक शो की तरह हम इसको इस्तेमाल करेंगे और बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। तो धन्यवाद चारू जी, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपकी संचालन क्षमता का मैं बहुत अभिवादन करती हूँ। धन्यवाद, बहुत अच्छा आपका संचालन है। और समय ना वेस्ट करते हुए मैं अपना लेक्चर जो एस्ट्रो चाइल्ड पे है, जैसा कि आपको विदित है, उसको मैं प्रस्तुत करूंगी। मैं अपना लेक्चर अंग्रेजी माध्यम में कहूंगी, क्योंकि और भी हमारे अंग्रेजी के भी लोग भाषा से मतलब वाकिफ हो जाएंगे, जो साउथ इंडिया और बाकी वेस्टर्न इंडिया के लोग हैं। तो मैं शुरुआत करती हूँ। तो आप सबका आशीर्वाद लेना चाहूंगी। धन्यवाद। मैं स्क्रीन शेयर, आई थिंक, मुझे चारू जी बताइए, स्क्रीन शेयर हो रहा है?
जी जी, स्लाइड शो
सबको
करिए मैम।
स्लाइड सबको शो दिख रही है?
जी मैम, स्लाइड
जी
शो
जी,
हो गया, यू कैन
बस
स्टार्ट।
धन्यवाद। धन्यवाद। तो आज का विषय मेरा एस्ट्रो चाइल्ड है। टुडे इज माय टॉपिक इज ऑन एस्ट्रो चाइल्ड। इट इज वन ऑफ द बर्निंग टॉपिक of as a subtopic of the challenges before astrology in modern era. And as a mother of two kids, I have personally experienced this thing, because in modern era nowadays there are more of cesarean sections. Institutional deliveries are more as compared to the home, whatever had been done in the decades of 80s. The home deliveries were there with the madhyam of IIAS and all. So now this trend has been vanished and we are up to institutional deliveries. So this concept of astro child has arisen. So I will be continuing further. Why astro child? Because there is a development in the medical advancement, and that has given us a door to the astrologers also to time the proper birth of a jatak or a child, I can say, and have its objectives, intended objectives to be cleared, like strong lagna, benefic planetary position. Why not we can have that? If we have that medical window available to us, then we can definitely go for that strong lagna, benefic planetary position, favorable dashas, auspicious nakshatras, and on the basis of various muhurta, I'll be going forward. Actual meaning of this astro child is that when we try to plan the birth beforehand as to optimize the horoscope, like we can get a good horoscope. In the greed of getting a good horoscope, many people are approaching that, let me my child become an IAS officer or a good doctor or a millionaire, so we can plan that horoscope. So this concept has arisen, and in our ancient scriptures also we have the concept of Shastra Salya Muhurta, where we used to do it is a from the Sushruta Samhita, where we used to do the surgeries on the basis of muhurta. Then when it be the appropriate time, even today we do that. When we have to do some big surgeries, people try to recommend the astrologers at what time we would be doing the surgery. So why not we can do it for the delivery of the when the surgery is inevitable. The condition is that when the surgery is inevitable, it has to happen. Then why not we can have that muhurt option available for that surgery for the birth child also. So we can say that it is less about prediction, but more about ethical use of astrology. So moving on to the next, it's all a matter of product, irrespective of what type of birth we have, whether normal delivery, C-section delivery, it's all a matter of destiny. Even in the Jyotish Shastra, we can know by judging the horoscope that what type of delivery will happen to that mother of the native of the child. Like it could be a normal or there would be some cesarean section. This we can also suggest from the our horoscopes of the mother. And whatever is available to us, and that is also a very limited option. We have with us very limited window of just 2-3 days. Basically, we can say that when the child has taken the garbhadhan, it has already the planetary position has already been decided during the phase of the garbhadhan. Major planets like Saturn, Jupiter, etc. They have their planetary position we cannot alter. Only we can maneuver, little maneuvering we can do with the Lagna and the moon's position, thereby Tithi and Nakshatra. That too within a window of 2-3 days if we are given. So, for the astrologers as a challenge, we can have a strategic approach that we can omit the bad and the inauspicious results, and we can select the good and auspicious result. This could be a part of our free will, you may say, and this would be a correct approach if we would follow this, and this we can do it. This is the thing in our hand, we can say that. Moving on to the next slide, we have this birth in the Vedic philosophy. This we all know. I'll be going through little faster because time is very less. So the basic topics which we all know, we should not waste time on that. So birth in the Vedic philosophy is based on the 4 philosophical theorems like Deva, Karma, Kala, and Ritu, which we all know that all forces us to indicates us to a particular uh, uh, authority of destiny. What all birth is traditionally viewed as a divine time. It is the result of the prarabdha karma. And we can say that birth is not merely a medical event, it is a deeply spiritual event. It is the journey of a soul, and the soul takes the birth at the right time. Now we have references of conception like Garbhadhan and other sanskaras during the stages of Garbhadhan, Garbhgrahan, like Punswat Sanskar, Sunnat, God Bharai, which we call in the local dialects. So these all systems are there, which we have found the mentions in the basic scriptures. We have a references to these things like BPHS or basic text, Garbh Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita. There is also one dictum, Kalo hi Duritkramaha. This maxim tells us that movement of planets and time cannot be changed. By understanding this influence, we can make the right decision at the right time to steer our lives in a better direction. This we can do. We can choose the muhurt and we can take the right decisions. So moving forward, we have other scriptures like Muhurt Chintamani, which has the references of Garbhadhan, Punswan, Simtanoyan Sanskar. And in Kashyap Samhita, which is an Ayurvedic text, it also has references to pediatrics and obstetrics regarding the child's future, treating astrological timing as inseparable from the physiological development of a child. We have in Varaha Mihir's Brihat Samhita chapters dedicated to Karmaguna Adhyay, Muhurt Adhyay, Tithi Karan Adhyay, which govern our major life events. So we can say that these all things had been there in our ancient scriptures, but nowadays the challenge before us is that we have to decide this auspicious time of birth. Many people are going to have the premature delivery just to get the good positions. This is not ethical. We have a question towards us that if medicine gives us the ability to choose the time of birth, does that also give us the authority to redesign destiny? Can we redesign the destiny? It is a question for all of us to ponder upon. Let's continue further. We have the medical science, developed medical science, advancement in the medical science, and planned birth. Like medical science is already planning the birth. If it is saying that the medical conditions of the patient is like that, that they have to pre-plan the delivery, like they are performing the premature delivery, then the astrologers can also help in that guidance. Then can guide that if they are given the windows of 2 or 3 days, that or properly they have been told about the conditions of the hospitals and all. So astrologer can also very well guide about this issue, that which muhurt could be auspicious, so that the lagna and the moon's position could be taken to our advantage. And first and foremost thing we should know that delivery is the rebirth of a woman. So women health is the most important, and then the child health, whose consent also we are not taking for his delivery. So I think we should also keep that ethical thing in mind, that the jatak whose horoscope we are designing, we are not even asking that person that when will you get birth. So this is on a lighter note. I'll be moving forward. So medical and planned birth, continuing further, we have something in our control, we can say, as in a broader sense, like many birth control pills, we are using contraception, methods of contraception, where astrology could predict the number of children, but people are not willingly taking, wanting the kids, so they are using these contraception methods. So this can be said that yes, we can handle these things, but that also, if that's our Chintak sir has said, that all that continue to a single point where the vibrations continue and dictate all dictums of sciences. So all this is predestined. This also is a matter of destiny. And we have talked about this caesarean birth, moon's position. So moving forward, can birth time be chosen? Yes, we have discussed birth time in a broader sense or a lighter sense. If birth can be medically scheduled, choosing an auspicious time is simply another form of selecting a favorable muhurt. We are just saying we are choosing a muhurt. Birth marks the soul entry into the earthly existence according to its prarabdha karma only. This thing we should keep in mind. Selected birth time is the instrument through which the destiny unfolds. And as an astrological practitioners, it's our ethical duty to recognize the complexity of this issue and not take this matter in a lighter note. Let's continue forward. Now, this is the general procedure adopted by the astrologers at the time, whatever time being available to them, to calculate the auspicious birth time. I'll be going very frequently with this, that we should first of all establish the medical boundary, where doctor provides a safe 3 to 5 day window for the delivery. Astrology never overrides the medical safety zone. Calculation only happen within specific dates. Next step, we can analyze the lunar day, lunar tithi. We can, as an our strategic approach, we can omit the negative results and welcome the positive results. So we can avoid Rikta tithis, and we can prefer Nanda or Bhadra tithis for prosperity and health. And as per the nakshatra star, birth star, we can use the moon's position, and we can see the fixed stars like Rohini or Uttar Faguni are preferred for stability. and Shipra stars like Ashwini or Pushya are preferred for quick healing. This all we can analyze within a time frame of 3 to 5 day window. Next, most important thing is we have to screen the ascendant lagna, where we have to choose that lagna where in that we get the benefic planets in some good houses like first, fourth, seventh, 10th, or malefic planets ideally push to third, sixth, or 11th houses. This we can, as per the lagna calculation, we can maneuver it. Now we can avoid the severe afflictions. We can avoid the Rahu Kal, of course. The eighth house from the lung must be completely empty. The planetary hours of beneficial planet is chosen for the final moments. So these are the few guidelines which astrologers, most of the astrologers practice and continue and find out the muhurt according to these principles. Next is the ethical dilemma for the astrologers is there that they have to do the counseling. They should not create an atmosphere of fear like or do the judgment that no, that birth has to take on that event only. They have to just do the counseling work. And I can say that when astrology and medicine work together respectfully, they can complement each other. When astrology attempts to override medical necessity, ethical concerns arise. Sometimes we have seen people striving for that. No, we want the birth to be on the date of Janmashtami or to be on the day of when some our national leaders would have been born or on the birth date of a father or a mother. So these all things we should avoid and we should counsel the jatakas to the parents. So this should be ethical process. So moving forward, an idea of perfect horoscope. Can we generate a perfect horoscope? This is the question. According to me, every chart has strengths and challenges. One of the myths is there, perfect horoscope guarantees success. But actual reality is many successful people have very difficult horoscope. Actually, the challenges in itself is a catalyst for growth. So growth is important in life. So if challenges are there, then growth will be there. So we should welcome the challenges also, and we should respect our horoscope, whatever our horoscope is. So moving further, role of muhurta, as we all know, the basic thing in the birth time predictions or calculation is the muhurt calculation only. So we should have a good knowledge, and it should be in harmonization with the karma. The karma of the soul should be in harmony, and it should be used appropriately where medical safety is there. And there has been references of muhurt timings for like Mool Shanti. After birth also we are doing the Mool Shanti Puja, and we are protecting the womb from the harmful effects of the solar and lunar eclipses as mentioned in our Surya Sukta, Purusha Sukta. There are many scriptures which we can say that the birth auspicious time can always be there. From this we can take the liberty that from the birth we can for calculating the birth timing and delivery timing, we can take this liberty. If it is medical surgery has to take place, then we can do the muhurt calculations also, because if muhurt calculation is being done before the taking birth, after taking birth, then we can take this little liberty of during this birth also. So moving forward, as our major topic is that very nice topic, that challenges of astrology in the modern era. We have the commercialization. The market has taken over the astrology, and we have various slogans like guaranteed IS child, muhurta, millennial horoscope, birth time, perfect astro baby. These all concepts are thriving. We should be beware of all these concepts. Actually, the hospital nowadays, good hospitals nowadays are giving you a plan of muhurta delivery nowadays, and they are charging you some ransom amount for that. So these all things are unethical, or we have to be beware of it all. Social media astrology, instant muhurta check. In ICAS, we have one full chapter on delineation and dynamic configuration of horoscope. And how can we have this instant muhurta apps? We all should be beware of all these instant word used in the astrology. And AI generated horoscope, I'll be continuing in the next slides. Public expectations from the astro child. See, the child whose timing have been predicted, it has a lot of pressure on that child. That child must is a his birth timing is appropriate, his horoscope is ideal, so he should be an ideal child. Imagine the peer pressure the child is getting on it, that he have to excel in sports also, in education also, in commercial fields also, and he has to be physically strong also. So this creates a matter. It's a challenge for astrology that we are creating the perfect horoscope. We are as per our ideal concept. But imagine the peer pressure that child is bearing on it. So we should take this thing is also in mind. And that child, again, I am saying we are not referring to that child. We are not even asking the permission of that child. ठीक. Next, we have the ethical responsibility. We have discussed earlier also. And equity and access also. See, this timing of birth in the hospitals or pre-planning the birth in hospitals is available to only privileged sections. Those who have some contacts in hospitals or some amount, some richer family or maybe possible, they can arrange those things. But this is not easily accessible to all the common man. So this creates a sense of discrimination among the masses. So this thing should also be considered, that this should not be widespread. It should be, if it is to be followed, it is to be followed for common men also. This facility has to be given to all the persons. Okay, moving forward. As in the previous slide, AI challenge, it's very impressive that AI can generate thousands of ideal charts in a fraction of seconds. That's quite impressive, but it raises various ethical concerns. Can algorithms, the AI is based on the algorithms. Can AI understand the karma? Can AI understand the spiritual evaluation? Can it replace the wisdom, compassion, or even in a lighter note, can it experience the labor pain also? I think no. So we can see from this picture that AI is doing the horoscope calculations and all horoscope maneuvering. So can you imagine yourself in like this? Or do you want your human body and human mind and with compassion to be valid and lively with this time of predicting the time? Moving forward. So way forward, we have to find the solution. The challenge is there. Of course, this in the modern era, we have to face this challenge. We are having institutional deliveries. We are not having birth deliveries. Doctors are forcing nowadays to have the institutional deliveries to the pre-planned deliveries. So if doctors are forcing to have the pre-planned deliveries, then why not astrologers also can guide that uh, uh, timing of birth with available medical conditions, allowable medical conditions. So I think the future lies in the collaboration rather than conflict. Medical science can tackle the physical and the well-being, and astrology can tackle physiological, spiritual, and karmic insights, and together can serve the families. Both medical science and astrology has to collaborate together. And above all, the sciences are there, but above all, the practitioners have to collaborate. They have to keep away their egos aside. There should be no ego between an astrologer and a doctor. They have to keep away their egos for the benefit of the society. Let's move forward. So bridging the gap. When series, it's possible only when cesarean. Some guidelines we can follow. When cesarean birth is inevitable, it is obvious that we have to do the surgery. Then this is we can do. So what we can do is we can request the earliest slot of the day in the morning, which can minimize the hospital delays. With sunrise hours naturally align with the Surya Hora of the sun, and often feature a strong energetic lagna. Next thing is we can provide the astrologer with the realistic matrix, at least allow him the actual condition of the hospital, whether the doctor is willing to do that in the muhurt or not. He's calculating the timing, but if doctor is not willing, if doctor is manipulative, then what we can do? Hospital timing, facilities, have a backup window also ready, that if one of the option doesn't work, like in this particular 1 p.m. 20 seconds, if it doesn't work, then we should have some other option also, 2 3 options, because it may happen. It's a human thing in the delivery. And we can ask the labor attendants, labor room attendants, to have that exact birth time noted, or we can use the Google clock. As per my personal experience, I have also requested one of our labor attendants to have as an astrologer, inquisitive astrologer. I wanted to have the correct actual time for my child. So I have asked, these are the pictures which you can see, the actual time and latitude, longitude of the hospital room. And now I can get the timing in the microseconds also. So maybe in future, if we are developing astrology further, this time microseconds can help also. Uh, as per the algorithm part is there, but above all, the destiny definitely plays a major role. Next, we can see some reflections. We can, on ourselves, we can see to us that can technology alter destiny or merely influence circumstances? Should astrologer draw the ethical boundary? How do we balance compassion for parents? And it's a challenge for bodies like ICAS that we should develop ethical guidelines for astro child counseling also. Key takeaways, which I think while planning the birth, the astrologer should keep in his room or in the table, that astrology should guide, not control. Medical safety must always come first. No horoscope guarantees success. Karma, effort, environment, and divine grace all contribute to the life's journey. Ethical guidance grounded in the wisdom and humility. These all takeaways we can have from this webinar today. And as per my conclusions, I can conclude that the science of astrology is accurate even when many astrologers are not. Astrologers are not never, it's very rare that astrologers are provided with all the factors available to them. So the science is there intact, the factors will be there, but it's impossible for astrologers, appropriately impossible for astrologers to consider all the factors important. Science is important, science has its basis. Country, time, and surroundings definitely play an important role. And we should never forget that whether it is normal or cesarean, it's a divine plan which starts with the conception. The normal, difficult, or cesarean delivery is also promised in the horoscope. If a medical procedure like a cesarean is already required, selecting a peaceful window avoids harsh planetary afflictions. Remedial science, it can be taken as a remedial science to support a child's entry into the world. And above all, I can say it's again a matter of destiny only. We can just little maneuver for the timing or muhurt. So these are my references which I have referred while preparing this presentation. Brihat Parashar, Hora Shastra, Brihat Jataka, Faldipika, Garbh Upanishad, Kashyap Upanishad, Brihat Samhita, and contemporary medical ethics and obstetric guidelines also. This should also be taken care of. And with this note, I would, with this shloka of Brihadaranyaka, I would complete my lecture. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukbhavavet. May all be happy, may all be healthy, may all experience auspiciousness, and may none suffer. So thank you, and thank you for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanu ma'am, for enlightening us by touching upon the various important aspects of the assigned topic. Starting with the meaning of the same, there were various highlights like a strategic approach, which astrologers can opt for, followed by a brief on various key structures. Talking about the planet's chemistry was awesome. Your practical perspective about today's medical science and planned birth nowadays, vis-a-vis their respective challenges and consequences, surely gave us a food for thought. The role of destiny, perfect horoscope, and ethical responsibility of astrologers, the role of AI in the same was quite insightful, and how, as astrologers, we should overcome such challenges and be mindful and search for optimal solutions. It was quite a learning session for us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your patient listening.
Now I would like to invite Arun sir for taking this ceremony forward. Arun sir, please, over to you.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
तनुश्री जी का बहुत ही सारगर्भित व्याख्यान हम सबने सुना। उन्होंने मॉडर्न मेडिकल साइंस और वैदिक ज्योतिष के शास्त्रीय नियमों के बीच में एक ब्रिजिंग का काम किया है, दोनों के ही महत्व को दर्शाया, और अंततोगत्वा जो उनके इस व्याख्यान का सबसे अंतिम बिंदु था वो था डेस्टिनी। उनके इस अंतिम निष्कर्ष से मुझे मानस की एक चौपाई याद आ गई। सुनहु भरत भावी प्रबल, बिलख कहे मुनिनाथ, हानि लाभ जीवन मरण, यस अपयस विधि नाथ। लेकिन व्यक्ति को कर्मशील अवश्य होना चाहिए। मैं इसमें ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगा। मैं इट्स आवर प्लेजर टू हैव विद अस our national vice president Sri V. Rajendran with us. I would like to request Rajendra sir to please give your critique on this presentation. Rajendra sir, are you hearing me? V. Rajendran sir.
दिख रहा है कि नहीं?
नहीं है सर
अभी तो
इसमें।
सर दिख रहे थे। He was there.
अच्छा, प्रदीप
राजेंद्र
गौड़ा जी हैं?
सब मैं देख रहा हूँ।
प्रदीप का फोन आया था, वो है कि नहीं?
नहीं है सर।
नहीं,
राजेंद्र जी अभी थे।
उन्होंने ज्वाइन किया था प्रदीप गौड़ा ने।
नहीं सर, दिख तो नहीं रहा है सर इसमें।
तुम अकेले इसको देख रहे हो कि और भी तुम्हारे साथ कुछ लोग हैं?
अकेले ही देख रहे हैं सर अभी।
तो
राजेंद्र जी हैं।
और लोग तुम्हारे कहाँ हैं सब? खैर चलो, अगर नहीं है कोई बात नहीं। ये तो बहुत अच्छा हुआ कि जो पहला लेक्चर है तनु का, निश्चित रूप से बहुत इंसाइटफुल है और बहुत ही अच्छा है। जितनी उम्मीद थी उससे भी ज़्यादा अच्छा है। मुझे लगता है कि अगर इस तरह के लेक्चर्स होंगे तो लोगों को एक नया डायमेंशन मिलेगा एस्ट्रोलॉजी को समझने का। उसकी बाउंड्रीज क्या हैं, नैतिक मान्यताएं, एथिकल वैल्यूज़, और जो ये बाजारीकरण के युग में ये एथिकल वैल्यूज़ से बाहर निकल रही है विद्या, उसके बारे में भी लोगों को में थोड़ी जागरूकता आएगी। ये पहला लेक्चर था, ये पहली सीरीज का पहला लेक्चर, और निश्चित रूप से ये बहुत संतोष की बात है कि बहुत सही डिलीवरी के साथ आपने उन बिंदुओं को उठाया जो एस्ट्रो चाइल्ड के लिए ज़रूरी हैं। जैसे तुमने माइक्रो सेकंड की बात करी, गणित और उसकी बात करी, बिल्कुल ठीक है। एक बात ये भी है कि अरुण ने जैसे कहा कि हाँ, तुमने भी इसको माना कि डेस्टिनी को तो मानना ही पड़ेगा। असल में जब हम बात डेस्टिनी की करते हैं तो उसमें सब कुछ आ जाता है। यानी हम कितना गणित कर पाएंगे, हमारी गणित कितना सफल होगी। मुझे याद है एक बार कोई 10-15 साल पहले किसी ने मुझसे पूछा था, तो मैंने उनको पुष्करांश बृख लग्न का 13 पॉइंट कुछ डिग्री का निकाल के दिया। एक शायद एक और प्लेनेट भी कोई पुष्करांश में था। तो मैंने सोचा कि ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा हो गया, तो मैं अपनी पीठ थपथपाता हुआ उनको बता दिया। और बाय द वे वो थोड़े सक्षम व्यक्ति थे, सारा इंतजाम उन्होंने कर लिया। उसी 4 मिनट के एक टाइम पे वो बर्थ भी हुआ। काफ़ी दिन हो गए, सब बड़े प्रसन्न थे। करीब 11 या 1 साल के जब होने को था तो उनका मदर का फ़ोन मेरे पास आया कि चिंतक जी ये तो बोल ही नहीं रहा है, ये तो बा 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 करता है। तो मुझे बड़ी नहीं थी। तो कुल मिला के फिर हालांकि वो कभी कभी क्या हो, थोड़ी दिन बाद बोलते ही हैं, बाद में सब ठीक रहा। तो मैं लेकिन बहुत खोजता रहा कि कहाँ गलती हुई। तो नवमांश में वो सीधे सीधे गलती दिखाई पड़ती थी। अब उतने आप डिटेल में मैं नहीं जाऊंगा। कुल मिला के आप चाहें जितनी बुद्धि लगे, देखो एस्ट्रो चाइल्ड भी जिस समय डिलीवरी होनी है उसके 2-4-6 दिन ही तो आप इधर उधर कर सकते हैं। उस समय जो प्लेनेटरी पोजीशन है, गुरु अगर राहु के साथ है तो है, और गुरु केतु के साथ है तो है, गुरु सूर्य के साथ है तो है, और राहु सूर्य के साथ है तो है, तो शनि चंद्रमा के साथ अगर है और बिल्कुल इमरजेंसी आ गई तो आप उसको टाल नहीं सकते। तो आप कितनी बुद्धि, आप फिल्टर कितना करेंगे? तो आपके फिल्टर करने की भी एक सीमा है, यही डेस्टिनी है कि उस समय की जो प्लेनेटरी पोजीशन है आप उसमें कुछ हेर फेर नहीं कर सकते। ठीक है, तो कुल मिला के बात वो सही है, सुनो भरत भावी प्रबल, भावी ही प्रबल होती है। लेकिन फिर भी ये जो जितने डायमेंशन में अभी तनु ने बात की और एस्ट्रोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट को समझाया एस्ट्रो चाइल्ड के संबंध में, वो निश्चित रूप से बहुत श्लाघनीय है और बहुत प्रशंसनीय है और बहुत प्रेरणास्पद भी है। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद तनु तुम्हारा।
धन्यवाद
अरुण,
सर,
अब
आपका आशीर्वाद है
सम
सर,
अप
आपने
करने के
भरोसा
लिए
दिखाया।
एक बात करो। दूसरा,
आपने सर
अब
मुझे
मैं
कॉन्फिडेंस
अरुण से
दिया कि
कहूंगा
मैं
इसको
लेक्चर दूं आप लोगों के सामने, मेरे बोलने का तो कुछ औचित्य नहीं है सर।
नहीं, ये तुम्हारा
लेकिन
बहुत ही बहुत 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 अच्छा रहा, बहुत लोगों को इंसाइट मिली होगी उसमें। तुम्हारे मुंह पे तारीफ करने की बात नहीं है, तुम्हारी अपनी मेहनत है, अपनी प्रतिभा है
आशीर्वाद
और
है सर।
तुम्हारा जो साइंटिफिक टेम्पर है वो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। खैर, अब मैं अरुण, मैं चाहता हूं कि आप सम अप करो और दूसरी बार ये जितनी भी आपकी टेक्निकल टीम है इसको कहो कि ये जो बीच में गैप होता है वो गैप ना रहे तो अच्छा है। और जैसे म्यूट अनम्यूट करने की बात है, जैसे जो लोग आए हैं, मुझे लगता है प्रदीप गौड़ा जरूर आए होंगे।